For 2,000 years, the world has asked the same question. Who was Jesus? Really? Not the icon, not the symbol, but the man, the human being whose footsteps reshaped history. And here's the twist. We know more about him than most ancient figures, yet far less than we want. Because between the lines of scripture, buried in Roman archives, whispered in ancient letters, and hidden in Himalayan legends, lies a story stranger, deeper, and more dramatic than most people ever hear. This is the untold saga of Jesus, the evidence that survived empires, the mysteries that defy time, and the forbidden legend of the years the world lost. Including a journey so astonishing, it reaches all the way to the hidden monasteries of Tibet. The story begins not with a miracle, but with a crime. Around 30 to 33 AD, a Roman governor named Pontius Pilate authorized the execution of a Jewish teacher from a rural village, a man who owned no land, commanded no army, and held no political office, yet threatened the most powerful empire on earth. His name was Jesus, and we know this, not from the Bible, but from Roman history. In 116 AD, the Roman historian Tacitus wrote about Jesus in his annals. Tacitus despised Christians. He had no reason to help them. Yet he confirmed, Jesus existed, he was executed under Pilate, his movement spread despite persecution. Tacitus's words are cold, clinical, and brutally honest, the kind of testimony historians dream of. And what Tacitus didn't know, what he couldn't have imagined, is that this execution was only the end of the story we know, not the story that was hidden. Around 93 AD, Flavius Josephus wrote Antiquities of the Jews. He mentions Jesus twice. Even skeptical scholars agree Josephus wrote about Jesus as a wise teacher, a doer of remarkable deeds, a man crucified under Pilate, whose followers continued after his death. Josephus was not a Christian. He was a historian, a diplomat, and a survivor of war. His mention of Jesus is brief, but powerful. It shows that Jesus was known, remembered, and discussed outside the Christian world. But Josephus, like Tacitus, only saw the public man, not the wanderer who vanished from history for nearly 2 decades and reappeared transformed. In 112 AD, Pliny the Younger wrote to Emperor Trajan. He described Christians gathering before sunrise, singing hymns to Christ as to a god. This proves Jesus was worshipped as divine within decades. His movement was organized. Rome saw it as a political threat. Pliny's confusion is almost visible in his writing. He cannot understand why ordinary people, merchants, farmers, soldiers, even slaves, would risk torture and death for a man executed as a criminal. But Pliny's letter raises a question he never asked. How did a carpenter's son gain wisdom so profound that entire communities risked death to follow him? The answer may lie far from Rome and far from Israel. Around 73 AD, Bar-Serapion wrote a letter comparing Jesus to Socrates and Pythagoras, wise men unjustly killed. He calls Jesus the wise king of the Jews. This letter is raw, emotional, and deeply human. It shows that even outside the Christian world, Jesus was remembered as a philosopher, a thinker whose ideas outlived his death. But where did this wisdom come from? How did a man from a tiny village speak with the depth of the world's greatest philosophers? Some say the answer lies in a place Mara never knew existed, a place beyond deserts, beyond kingdoms, beyond the roof of the world. Here's where the story turns. We have evidence of Jesus' public life, his teaching, execution, and followers from multiple ancient sources. But what about the years before age 30? What about the lost years? What about the childhood, the teenage years, the early adulthood? Here's the dramatic truth. No ancient source, biblical or non-biblical, describes Jesus' life before age 30. This silence is not accidental. It is a void, a gap in the historical record so large that it has fueled theories, legends, and mysteries for centuries. Because into that silence, a whisper emerges. a whisper from the mountains of the east, a whisper that says, "He was here." And once you hear that whisper, you can never unhear it. Imagine this, a young man, no older than 20, walking alone through the roof of the world. No wealth, no protection, only a staff, a satchel, and a fire inside him that refuses to die. His name is Yeshua of Nazareth, but here, in the high passes of the Himalayas, the monks will call him Issa, the stranger, the one who seeks. After the death of Joseph, grief pushes Yeshua outward. He follows caravans, sleeps under desert stars, listens to mystics and merchants. He hears a rumor. In the mountains beyond India, there are masters who can see the soul. He keeps walking. The journey is brutal. Deserts, storms, hunger, loneliness. But something drives him forward. A calling, a question, a destiny he cannot yet name. After months of travel, he reaches Hemis, a monastery perched above the valley of Ladakh. The monks watch him approach, dusty, exhausted, but with eyes that burn like twin suns. They ask who he is. He answers, "I am a seeker." They open the gates. Inside Hemis, the young traveler becomes a student. He learns compassion without boundaries, meditation that quiets the storms of the mind, healing techniques, parables, stories that teach truth through simplicity, the discipline of non-violence. The monks are astonished. One elder whispers, "This one, he is not here to learn. He is here to remember." The abbot shows Issa a prophecy, a child born in the West, a star marking his arrival, a teacher who will challenge kings, a voice that will shake the world, a sacrifice that will open heaven. The abbot trembles. "Issa, we believe this prophecy is about you." Some monks fear him, others envy him. A few believe he is dangerous. They warn, "If you return home, you will be killed." They beg him to stay, but Issa says, "A lamp is not lit to be hidden. I must return." The abbot gives him one last teaching. The greatest power is not in miracles, but in forgiveness. Issa bows. The abbot blesses him. "Go, child of the West. Your light will outlive empires." He leaves Hemis with nothing but a staff, a robe, a heart full of compassion, and a message that will ignite the world. He walks back toward Israel, toward destiny, toward the cross. Did Jesus truly walk the Himalayas? Did he study with monks? Did he learn Eastern wisdom before returning to the West? History is silent, but legends speak loudly. And sometimes, legends carry a truth that history has forgotten. Whether you see Jesus as a prophet, a teacher, a revolutionary, a mystic, or the Son of God, one fact remains. He lived, he taught, he was executed, and his followers changed history. The evidence is real. The mystery is vast. The story is far from over. If this episode opened your mind, stirred your heart, or made you curious to go deeper, take a moment right now and click like and subscribe. It helps this brand new channel reach more people searching for truth, hope, and clarity.